So yeah, um, if you see the day this is being streamed, you probably know what the context of this is. Or recently, you'd probably get an idea. But yeah, Amelia Watson announced that she's going to be with the canceled activities. She's gonna stop being on social media and streaming for the immediate future. But she's still affiliated with Hololive. Now, I'm sure Ame will answer a lot of that stuff that next stream. It's probably gonna be a very much a clarification stream. But yeah, someone brought up a good point of like, if she's not streaming anymore, then like we probably won't get her point of view, which then made me question, well, is she even gonna be in Ian Recco? Because like that was like, oh, she'll show up in some events, okay, it's like Ian Recco, but like if she's not streaming at all, like I guess we wouldn't know until like it comes up. Because even that was like, oh well, she'll probably like tweet or like as an announcement if she's coming back or something like that. But like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll just should it be like a WWE like surprise return or something like that, you know, where it's just so much under wraps and she just shows up out of nowhere. Like that would be a cool moment, right? I do think the better move if you want like exposure would be to announce it ahead of the time, but I mean, yeah, it would be pretty neat if that was the case. Yeah, it seemed like that decision was like made a while ago. Because I know Kiara said she started the Myth 1 block because of that. I think, if I interpret that correctly, I believe she said she started that because of that. Which that was in like mid to early June or something like that, and she started working on it because of that. So who knows like how long it took for their schedules to match up or something. Like it could have been like May that she told them that that was what was happening. But yeah, it really puts in perspective, man, those last like few months. It really does. Like it's crazy. And yeah, I could feel, I didn't see the show goes on like stream, but I could feel it for Kiara. It was like, it was very bittersweet, the hashtag they used. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That was very bittersweet. It really makes like those last few months, man, very bittersweet, you know, for like the talent, because I assume all the talent knew and all the staff knew that that was happening. So yeah, that's crazy. I'm very curious to how this affiliate thing, like the whole affiliate thing's gonna work out. I also wonder if on the Hololive website they're gonna say if she's affiliate or alumni, because I think with the people who left on Hololive they just put that they're alumni, I believe, and they're at the end. Oh, okay, so for the talent they had alumni, but HN they say retirement. So yeah, I assume. Yeah, okay. So yeah, if they put retirement for HN instead of alumni, I assume they'd put affiliate for Ame once that rolls around. Yeah, I'm very curious how that's gonna work. Like, and I don't think we're really gonna understand entirely how it's going to work until it happens. So like, I'm not gonna really think about it like too much. Well, I probably am still going to think about it, but like, hopefully I can put them in the back of my mind, because I don't think we'll get a answer on that. Like, even with Ame clarifying it, I don't think we're gonna get a clear answer, like, and like perfectly understand it. From what I heard though, like, how Ame is handling this is very on brand for her. So yeah, it does suck though that I got in the morning, because I just had that on my mind the entire school day. Then it was just with me. Like, I kind of wish in a way that like it happened after I got off school, because then it only would have been waiting on me like for like 3 hours or something like that. Like I could have just gone about my day and all that. But yeah, no, I woke up, saw YouTube, and it recommended Ame's like 8-minute stream, and then below it, a VTuber news channel saying that she retired ? And it's like, yep, wow, like that's crazy. And what I feel like what's also crazy about that too is I literally was thinking, I think it was towards the end of Ian Reco, was around that time, of just like a thought experiment of like who would be next. And it turns out actually all the staff and talent knew at that point. Because I mean, yeah, it was around like after Aqua's graduation, so I was like, oh, there probably won't be another one like that close together. Nope. Boy, was I wrong. I'm sure all of us were wrong. I'm sure a lot of us were like, oh well, it'll be at least a few months. Nope, it was like a month, wasn't it? Because I think Aqua graduated in August. Yeah, not even a month. Good lord. But yeah, I think now at this point that Jonathan, and like when Ame lost her memories of Jonathan, that I am now deeming the Billy Mays of Hololive clips. I guess there's two ways you can put it, right? It's either what's within the clip or like the context surrounding the clip, and I think for the context surrounding it, it is absolutely the Billy Mays of Hololive clips. Absolutely. It just kept getting more insane, the context around it, as time has gone on. And the fact that they all knew, like, because I assume at that point they knew, because again, Kira set up the one block thing like June, so I assume all of them knew. It's like, that's like, all of them knew about that too. And like Callie definitely knew when she put the clip of them when they sang Violet. I'm sure it was just so bittersweet. But I do, looking back on it now, oh god. I think that was like the best thing that could happen to her, because now she has like a clip that she went out on, you know, she kind of went out with a bang. I think it's also why though, like when Clippers, they weren't the best when they framed it. I get like Clippers, they're trying to get for the, like the most like clickbait. I understand, you know, we're trying to make a living out here. Yeah, they kind of clipped it in a way that made it seem like she was upset or something like that, or like she was starting drama. It wasn't. It was just that she was like the first one to like, I think, put out schedules was basically what it was, and yeah, she just kind of said it. But like the thumbnails made it seem like she was upset about that. Yeah, no, she wasn't. And I think the reason why she was so quick on that is because she didn't have much time to like, you know, deny it or something like that. And like, I don't think she wants to end on any drama whatsoever, you know. We don't need that. So I think there was also a reason why she was so quick to like stomp that out and just like yeah, nope, that's not happening. But yeah, not to do the whole like wrestling and like VTuber analogy, but like I think this is the first time we'll actually get like a surprise return-esque type of thing like that happens in wrestling. I think that would be the first time that it will actually happen. And like, again, I'm not sure if it's just like concerts or something like that, because I think other corporations that do that, like they just have it to where they basically only show up for concerts. So like, again, I'm not sure if Ame's gonna show up for like gaming stuff. I think if she doesn't show up for Ian Reco, then she's not gonna show up to any gaming thing, because I feel like that would be the number one thing she would want to be a part of the most. So I feel like if she isn't a part of that, then I feel like that basically means she's not gonna be a part of any gaming stuff Hololive does, like following her absence. It does also make me think though, it's like the first time that someone could go back to full-time. But from what I've heard from Ame, like the beginning and like her reasons for leaving, she is ambitious. She is very ambitious, and I'm not sure if she would want to go back, because she really wants to, like, I feel like push the boundaries and all that, like really want to push stuff far. So I don't know if she'd want to come back like fully, you know? Obviously still like affiliate with them, but I don't know if she would want to come back fully. I honestly just want one of them to come back just so like I would know, you know, like because it always seems like this stuff is like permanent. Which I guess it would make sense with like the people who graduated, because I assume their contract isn't terminated. So for them to come back, they'd have to sign like a new contract or something like that. But I assume with Ame, she would still be under contract. So like for her to go back to full time would be a lot smoother of a transition, obviously. And that's even if she wants to. Like if she doesn't want to, that's fine. Like I would say like minimum 3 years would have to pass before I would think she even considers it. It also depends on what she wants to work on too, I feel like also. But also this thing with the Ame thing was like actually a reason why like I was hesitant. Like, and again, this isn't like a perfect world where like, you know, we didn't have to worry about the stuff going on outside the world. And I could just focus on all this, but like, I think it was a thing that was keeping me like kind of hesitant if I wanted to join a corporation. Was just like, I don't know, because I feel like she probably felt like she was kind of locked with the corporation of wanting to do stuff. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you can do, right? But I feel like, yeah, I was just kind of worried I'd get in a situation what Ame did, where I'd just be there for a few years and then move on. But yeah, it's just kind of how I felt, like in my head, on if I'd want to join a corporation or not, which I find very interesting. Because like, yeah, that reminded me of like, yeah, that was a real thought I had, was what Ame's ended up being in. It was just like feeling like chained down still a little bit. Yeah, because like, yeah, I'm not sure if it's like she's going back to like another streaming thing. I don't think she would though. Like that seems weird if she'd still be affiliated with Hololive, but then she just like streams again. I feel like it's gonna be something more than that, like a bigger project. I don't know. I don't think she would stay, right? But I would think it'd be something bigger than that. I don't think she's just gonna like go stream on like another like account or something like that. I feel like that'd be kind of weird. Because like if she graduated, then like, yeah, like it makes sense. I would honestly think, I think I would myself would suspect that would be what's next for her, but she's still affiliated with them. It's like, I think it's like she's actually gonna work on something like bigger. And like, I don't know if I doubt she would come back, honestly. Because again, I feel like Ame is so ambitious. I don't know how she would feel coming back to like the same thing. Because to me, like from what I've heard from her, it doesn't seem like that's what she would do. But obviously I don't know her. I'm just speculating. Again, as my title says, this is my therapy session. I'm just laying all my thoughts out, so you know this can stop circulating my head the entire day. So like I'm just getting my thoughts out. But yeah, it's very interesting. All that. And I forget who said it was either Ian or Kiara, and I thought it too, but like it's always a reminder too, and I feel like even it happens with like a loss in the family or something like that, and then we just forget it again and repeat it. But yeah, just never take your time with someone for granted. Never. There's always an inevitable end, and you always should cherish every second of it. You know, because, and I feel like it's crazy too, like, because it doesn't really feel like it. Like, it feels like with all the rest of the current members, right? Like, they're going on for years, right? They're going on for years. Like, even Ame, like, even yesterday, I've been like, oh yeah, going on for years. And then there's just this dead wall right there, right? It's like a brick wall that just slammed down right in front of them. And then, like, it kind of puts their whole tenure in perspective then, because now, instead of Enrico being like, oh, that was recent, like a month ago, it's like, oh, that was like right before she left, kind of a thing now. And it's really weird, you know, like time works in weird ways. Because But yeah, I mean, I doubt people are gonna say like, oh, that is what Ian Recker's gonna be known for, because obviously it was great and like had a bunch of great moments. But yeah, that's kind of crazy, like just to think about, and like how much perspective changes of being like, yep, it's a, like basically hard capped at 4. Well, maybe not hard capped, because I think Kiara put the best of like the door's shut but it's not locked, right? It's very possible she could come back. The way I'm interpreting it right now, though, is like, again, using a wrestling analogy, I'm sorry, but like John Cena from like for the past like 5 years, right, where he's just kind of shown up every once in a while and like done like a few one-offs and then like basically is gone, or like a month off, like he's there for like a month, you know. So like that's how I'm interpreting it. I mean, and yeah, it is nice that like she won't go away. And I have noticed that my my emotions have gone back and forth between like, oh, she's gone, like treating it like a graduation, like, oh, she's gone forever, and then being like, oh wait, she's still like there, and like we can get those like John Cena like Money in the Bank 2021 moments and stuff like that. And now it's like, I think going back to the graduation thing, and it's like, oh shoot. Because I mean, yeah, I think just as like she was a pioneer in a lot of stuff, she's gonna pioneer like how people leave now. Because I think now that they set up this affiliate thing, I think most of the talents are gonna do that then. I think pretty much all of them are. And I definitely do think Ame had the leverage to like do it. I mean, she's like one of the main pillars of EN, and even like Myth, like other Myth members have pointed to Ame and been like, I mean, it would not have ran as smoothly without her. So like, she's very important. I didn't know how to put it, so then I just freaking ran out of words. But yeah, and I think it, again, I'd like to comment that someone put, and I think it was after the Ame schedule thing, but someone put like Myth crawled so Promise could walk, so, and then Advent could run, and then I don't think they put Justice, but so Justice could sprint basically. And like I think that's very true. Like their contributions, you know, they can't be understated. This like decision she's making reminds me a lot of MatPat's thing. At least for like a while it has. Main difference being like, I mean, MatPat's still there on GT Live, so he still has a presence there, so you don't lose him all that much. And also she's not a part of like staff. I mean, she technically is as a talent, but you get what I mean. Because I think like MatPat and Steph are still like employees of Team Theorist or whatever, Theorist Corporation. I forget what it's called, something like that. But yeah, it's really unprecedented with what she's doing. But I do think it will be the gold standard following suit. Ame's really like the George Washington, huh? She just made a bunch of like unwritten rules and everybody followed them. It's like the George Washington of all our VTubers, which I feel like is maybe a bit much. Like it might be a bit of a hyperbole, but like, I mean, it is crazy. Just like hearing all of like what she's done and like some of like the little stuff, you know, and like how innovative she was. Like, you know, it's kind of like hearing an interview in a way, because like obviously I wasn't there the whole journey. It's funny because I literally talked about last stream how I actually would have really liked to been there when Myth debuted, and now that Ame's like leaving, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm alright. I'm alright with it. maybe it's fine. And yeah, someone even said like, if someone in Justice or Avon leaves, like, I don't know how I could handle it, you know, because they also started watching like when Avon and Justice were new, because I think they started watching around the same time I did. And it's like, yeah, I can't even imagine like all the huge Ame fans, man, like the teammates. Like, I can't imagine how they're feeling, man. 4 years. I mean, like, yeah, it's her life, you know. She should live how she wants. It's why, like, anytime this happens, like, really the only, like, reasonable response in your head can just be like, dang, you know. Like, that's like the only reasonable response. It's unfortunate. Yeah, you're just like, dang, that's unfortunate. There's nothing you can really do. And then, like, yeah, I do feel like, though, like, if 2024 has taught me anything, because it's been a wild year for content creation, it has shown me the main downside of being part content creation, right? Like watching YouTube and Twitch, man. It's those parasocial relationships, man. They'll get you. They'll really get you. Like, it's crazy. Because I even asked my mom, like, was there ever an actor that, like, you ever felt parasocial to when you were younger? And the example she gave me was a tarot reader on YouTube. It was not even, like, an actor. She said, like, oh, well, like, sometimes I'll start watching if, like, a character died or, like, left or something like that. But, like, I think even she agreed with me when I clarified, like, oh, it seems like it was more for, like, oh, I like their story arc, and then they died, right? So it wasn't necessarily, like, parasocialism. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be friends with them. So, like, yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I only watched Hololive clips, I think, a bunch, only, like, 3-4 months ago. And obviously, like, it was all of Hololive, right? So, like, it wasn't even, like, a lot of Ame clips, too. I think I remember, I think, pointing out, too, when I was saying my Oshi at one point, was, like, I didn't see many Ame clips. But, like, I still had the parasocial factor with her. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy how easy that, like, can latch on. Like, that's insane. And, like, I'm experiencing it firsthand, man. It's crazy. And, like, at first I didn't really understand why, like, Kyla had these, like, deep connections to people who, like, graduated, with, like, why she didn't want to play Phasmo, because the last time she played Phasmo with A-chan, and I think she had it with another game, too. Was it with Sana she played with? It was something like that. I think there was another game that, like, she played last with, like, Sana or something like that, and she didn't want to play either. And, like, I get it, man. I get it now. And, like, I'm not even, like, friends with them. That's the thing. I'm not even, like, connected with them. I'm just a viewer, and I get it now. It's crazy. I so want to give Ame, though, like, the freaking John Cena comparison now, though. Just, like... Because I think there are some people who weren't big fans of Ame, which is, like, crazy. But I think they will miss her. It's one of those things, like, with John Cena as well. I don't think she, like, fits John Cena entirely, because it's, like, John Cena was, like, hated when he was at his peak. Ame wasn't. But I think that... Like, honestly, if any of them had the John Cena, like, heat, it's probably Callie, which even then, I don't even really feel like it's that warranted. But whatever. I think with Ame, man, like... It's crazy. And just... like, getting those moments. I mean, hey, we got those, like, surprise return moments now to look forward to, you know? Like, there's that. I feel like she would show for games, though, because, like, I think Ame, like, at heart was the gamer of Myth, right? She was the main one. I think all of them were. I think Ame was the main one. So, like, I feel like it'd be weird if, like, for events, she didn't join the game ones and just was a part of the concerts. I feel like that'd be weird. Like, if she wasn't part of the Enreco. I mean, hey, we won't know until the time comes, you know? Yeah, it's crazy. it is crazy how well timed my last stream was with that. Also, when I just talked about my VTuber journey and like, especially the part with me being like, oh, I kind of wish I was there when like Myth first started, and then this came out today, and it's like, wow, I could not have timed that like any better, because I don't stream on Thursdays. It's like I literally could not have timed that any better for my streams. Like, that's insane. Yeah. Yeah, I think if I watched Tommy, she would have gone up for sure. I just didn't see many of her clips, man. I think Ina still would have been my favorite, but Ame, I think definitely could have gotten to like a second. I feel like she might have, honestly. She might have gotten there. I can't remember. Yeah, I think she did actually. It was Ina and then Ame, I think. Cause yeah, Gura and Kiara I haven't seen many clips of. It's like Callie I'd probably put third just because I've seen a lot of her clips. But yeah, Ame probably was second behind Ina. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be crazy to look back at the history of Hololive, right? Because like, there's probably gonna be people who do it for like 20 years straight, right? And then obviously there's gonna be people like, even like Sana, who was there for like half a year, I think. So like, it's just gonna be crazy, like when we look back at the history of Hololive, like if we give it like a couple decades, like what it's gonna look like. Definitely be very interesting. Yeah, 4 years, like I even said like in the last stream, but 4 years isn't that long, even for content creation. Like in the content creation world, it actually really isn't that long. Like we're getting to the point where, yeah, that it's 4 years is like nothing. I mean, on a history scale, like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot. If we compare like the history of like how long content creation has been around to like the history of the world, I mean, then like, yeah, obviously, but I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, like it's just, again, the only thing you really can just say is like, dang, you know, that sucks. And I think also it was Ina that said like, it's not goodbye forever. It's not farewell. It's goodbye for now. And I hope Ame does like say that in their ending streams, like, it's not farewell, it's goodbye for now. You know? Because I think that's actually what made me get to that second part, was literally just Ina saying that herself. Like, I feel like it's crazy also if you just say that, how hard that hits. Because, yeah, I think people definitely are under the assumption right now. I mean, I'm sure it's very valid that, like, they're just not going to see her again. But, like, yeah, I think if you just tell them, like, it's not farewell or, like, goodbye forever, it's goodbye for now. Like, I think that would hit very hard. And, like, almost, like, reinvigorate people. Get that hope back in them, you know? Like, you'll see him again. I forget how Ina compared it. I know she compared it to like an anime. Wasn't that like, oh, they need that one more person to like defeat the boss, and then like Ame is that person? Is that how she described it? I think that was how she described it, but yeah. I don't know if that's entirely... I don't know if that's the greatest comparison. I mean, to be fair, I say like mine wasn't either, like John Cena from like 5 years ago to now, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Because I feel like even with like flesh tubers, like a lot of them are just like there for the long haul, man. Like all of them will just, like a lot of them will just keep doing it as well. So like I feel like there's gonna be some extra stuff that goes on with VTubers, because yeah, I do feel like they would probably have a shorter lifespan, I would guess, than just like flesh tubers. And I feel like it would have to do with like the worry of like keeping your identity hidden, right? For the most part. Like obviously some indie VTubers have literally shown their face, but I'm saying for like especially the corporate ones, like that's a lot of pressure to do that. Like I'm someone who like I'd still probably not show my face, but like if my face gets shown or whatever, like I don't care, it's whatever. But like yeah, I feel like in a corporation, especially with like HoloLive, like that is a big no-no. So like that would be a lot of pressure. I mean, it does seem like they do try their best, especially like out in public, like at like cons or something like that. Like they'll hide you so you won't get identified, but like it still seems like a lot of pressure. And a lot of extra like stress and anxiety. Although to be fair, with Ame being affiliated, she still like has to deal with that. Like in complete honesty, I think she can relax a little bit, but I mean like yeah, she can't, I still take it she can't like, you know, reveal herself. Yeah, I would say also the people who have been there, just know that like we'll look back at this 20 years from now, you can be there and be like, I saw Ame live, you know. I had the privilege to see her live and while she was active. Because even I really didn't. It seems like I really started watching all her clips like around when Ame made her decision. So yeah. And again, I'm sure like that whole like summer basically, because it seemed like June was around when she told it, and then she's now leaving in end of September, so it seemed like so that whole summer is like pretty bittersweet. I take it that's why she also took the Squid Game collab with Justice, and like she tried collabing I think with Justice and Advent more because she knew that was gonna happen. And I think she is doing collabs again, which I assume they'll do like one final Myth collab. It only seems right. And then I'm not sure if she would do another like Advent or Justice collab, because again, she didn't really interact with them much. Even like Advent, who had been there for a year, because I think Ame was like mostly on break during the period between Advent and Justice. Or like I think she was doing like more solo streams. So yeah, I am also curious about that. I think that's also though why she joined the GTRP though, is so that she could have like one last chance to interact, not only with some VN but a lot of JP and ID as well before she leaves. Yeah. But I think Myth Will Always Be 5 is up there with the bittersweet quotes. It's up there with Sana is Eternal, you know, with the bittersweet quotes. But yeah, I think people should remember that it's not goodbye forever, it's goodbye for now. And I do believe that that's just how they're going to follow it. Like other towns are going to follow. I think they're going to do something similar. But yeah, man, 2024. It's a crazy year. Because like it even seems like we're kind of moving from like generation of VTubers, and like it's only been like 4 years when like it seemed like this year we're just now getting to a new generation of YouTubers, like regular YouTubers. You know, like it's crazy. It's crazy to see like all of this unfold. Yeah. I think MatPat really did do like the best way of going about a like retirement, you know? And like I think Amelia herself even said like she wanted to do it sooner. Because yeah, 10 days isn't a whole lot, but I guess it's better than just saying it the day of, you know? And again, also I think she said she wanted to do it sooner. But yeah, I think having that time to just like process it makes it so like, yeah, that last stream will be sad, but like I think part of the grieving process is already done, you know? Because I think I got that feeling like watching the ending tidbit of MatPat's retirement, especially with like the triumphant thing, which that's another thing too, is like her leaving should not be a somber fanfare, it should be a triumphant one. Because again, it seems like she did so much, from what I've heard, for the VTubing community, man. It inspired so many people. So like it should be a fanfare of triumph, not sorrow. Because I think even Callie said like she wants to be cheerful, you know? She wants to be cheerful. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. I don't know if crazy is the right word, but I don't know how to really describe it. I've seen like Kiara apologizing to Ame for not being able to keep it together. Yeah. Because yeah, I think Kiara might be one of those people who also like cherishes every memory and like every moment. You know? I also learned that like when I don't want to cry, like I'll just see the other person, they start crying, I'm like, oh, they're losing it. I mean, it doesn't really work that well, but I think it's trying to make myself laugh so I distract myself again. Which I will say, if I was not living with my mom, I probably would just cry. I would just let it happen. It's just, the problem is I'm worried about my mom walking in and being concerned that something happened. That's my main concern, right? Is that she's gonna think something happened, like serious. I'm sure she would understand, like, if I just told her the truth, but like, I don't know. Like, I think if I lived by myself, though, I would definitely just be like, alright, I'll watch this, like, graduation stream and just bawl for 3 straight hours. That's fine. Like, I didn't even know Sana at all. Obviously, I started watching after she graduated, but, like, I watched Fauna's POV of, like, the like, councilress, Ben game. And, yeah, even I was, like, tearing up. I'm a very emotional person. It might be the neurodivergency, but like, yeah, I tear up very easily. Yeah, they finally had VTuber. It was a VTuber thing that was trending on my Twitter, and it was a freaking graduation. Well, soft graduation, pretty much. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it does say we'll look again. I look forward to working with you again, Yago. So, and she retweeted it too. So yeah, I think they're all on good terms. Yeah, she did say on Twitter, I wish I could have let you guys know sooner. Yeah, she did end it with, I'm so grateful to be part of Hollow History, so I don't think she would go back to full-time. I think this is, like, the end of her full-time, like, era at Hololive. Like, that sentence alone, I mean, I get things can change, right? Like, give it a few years, and potentially stuff could change. But, yeah, that's... it's crazy. It's also bittersweet. Is that a song lyric? I feel like I just said a song lyric. It's also bittersweet. Why does that sound like a song lyric? Let me see if I... Is it a song? Kind of. It's also bittersweet. Yeah, that's a song lyric. I mean, it's from a song in like 2017 that I've never heard of from like a song. But yeah, it's just crazy. And like, I think Callie and Kiara also mentioned that like it obviously hits harder that it's a gen mate. And yeah, I think it does hit harder because it is an EM member, and it's the first EM member that obviously I've seen that is stepping down because I wasn't there. Again, I wasn't there for Sana. So I'm sure it also like Sana's wasn't even that publicized because she was only there for half a year. And I think Promise or like Council didn't grow insanely fast. Like it seemed like because only Mume and Iris have over 1 million that like they grew a lot slower. I'm very curious to like go back and see what some of their sub counts were back then. But yeah, I assume they were a lot smaller than Myth. So yeah, it is. Because like that's the thing with Aqua too is like she was JP. So that's why also like I don't even think I really talked about it now that I think about it as she graduated. That was the thing too, I literally saw nothing of Aqua. And actually that was gonna tie into my I'm so emotional thing because I think even if I saw her graduation stream without like seeing like anything with her, like anything of her, like I still would have cried like the whole time. And I think like a lot of the times those people when like they're making the like leaving announcements, I think like smile more. And again, I think it's just like because that's people's like ways of like trying not to be emotional is like smiling. So that's why like they feel the way they do. I also say like I give it a minimum of 3 years for it to come back because like I do think it's an itch that she definitely could get back, right? Like streaming. Because I think even like she had a PL that was streaming, so like she started out on it, so like I definitely could see her going back to that itch if she's not just doing that afterwards. But again, I feel like if she's affiliated, very weird. But yeah, because she's also just like not, it seems like Ame the character is just like, again, probably only going to show up in big events at this point. So yeah, it's a lot to process, you know, and a lot of confusion too, because like I'm sure people, including myself, are very interested to see how this works. And I do think honestly just like the best way to figure out how all this is going to work is just see what happens, you know. Again, though, I would really like to see, like, again, like, it's their choice on if they want to or not, but I would want to see one of them come back, just, like, I would know for sure if it's a permanent thing or not. I'm guessing it is. Because they always seem like pretty big deals, and, like, the VTubers always make it, like, a big deal, like, they thought about the choice a lot or stuff like that, too. So like I think it is a permanent decision, but again, like that's not entirely confirmed and until someone comes back. Which again, I think the people who did like graduate, full on graduate, I think they like that was a permanent decision, unless like they were to renegotiate like a contract, which I don't think they would want to. But I think with this affiliate thing that Ame is doing, it would be possible to make a return. Again, though, I don't see Ame doing that like anytime soon if she were to do that. But who knows? I mean, I think Chaka Conroy said he had no desire to do like content creation in like April or May or something like that whenever he posted that Google Doc. And then I think like come like July or something like that, he was already back to uploading stuff. So I don't know, man. I do think those projects she's probably working on are big. So like that's another reason why I think it's gonna take her a minute. If she'd even like consider doing it. I will say though, if she would have been like a producer or something like that, I think that would have been really great for her. Because yeah, she's not becoming staff. That's like the one thing that's like been confirmed so far is like she's not staff. But yeah, I think that would have been a great role for her because just from what I've heard, like she sounds like it sounds like she would have been a great producer. I mean, maybe she's doing that elsewhere. Who knows? Yeah, it's almost like she's got that like alumni or like legend contract. And I think like a lot of the people in WWE have, which like it allows them just to like come back, you know, whenever they want, or like also be put in games. So yeah, I feel like Ame kind of has that contract going on. I mean, I'm sure Myth is gonna start feeling how Promise did. I mean, not necessarily Iris, but the rest of Council did when Sana left. Although I guess it's slightly different because I don't even think they really. I think they celebrated the 6-month anniversary. But yeah, they didn't get to a year. I don't think. I think Sana was only there for like 8 months or something like that. She actually wasn't there for all that long. Yeah, I think Myth is gonna start feeling that now. I don't know if Gura would talk about it. Because I think Gura's back to like, as she said, being a part-time streamer, right? So, and it seems like she hasn't responded. Well, she might have on Twitter. I guess I could look. She tweeted about it. Because I think like a lot of the Live girls tweeted about it, so I could see if Gura did. Okay, she just retweeted the Ame announcements. And yeah, I think like even when those animes ban, like you see those like fly by like pictures, or it might be just like in media in general, but like those like flyby shots of like memories coming back, you know, and like I feel like you're always like, man, that just seems like very fictional, but like it seems like Ame went through that with everything that happened. I assume like all the talent who was a part of it too, maybe even some of the viewers, you know, just start thinking of some moments. But yeah, it's crazy. I just can't help but think about the freaking Farouk. Like, damn. Like, because that's just what's been playing in my mind. Because, like, what else is there to say, man? Like, it's what they want to do. You know? So you just gotta respect it. No. It's the best thing you can do. It is what it is. Yeah, it seemed like Kiara also definitely did not want her to go. I mean, yeah, I think Kiara loved Ame. I think people were straight up calling her like #1 teammate or whatever. Like that was kind of like one of Kiara's nicknames. So yeah, I feel like that also hurts a lot. You know. I think the only caveat that like this like staff and talent get compared to the viewers obviously is like they can still like talk to her, right? They still have her contact information and all that too, right? So like if they ever want to talk to her, they can. Yeah, I don't know if it would get POVs of her stream, like she should do like Ian Reco, because I don't think she would, since like yeah, the stream is, she's stepping down from it. I'm not sure if she said like full time. I think she might have actually phrased it as full time. So like maybe, I think that is true actually. I think she phrased it as that. She would stop full time stream stuff. I guess I just looked at the Hololive post on Twitter. I guess this is all though. All regular activities, including live streaming. Yeah, so it does seem like she wouldn't stream anymore. Huh. Oh, her members only content goes away? Oh. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I didn't realize that her member stuff was gonna end. I mean, I guess what's the point of still being a member to a thing that doesn't stream anymore, you know? Or is not gonna make anything anymore. Oh, any future activities that involve Amelia will be announced through official social media and other channels. Okay. So it's not gonna be a surprise return type thing. She's going, it's gonna be announced when she's coming back. Okay. I feel like it'd be cool though if there was like one time, like the first time maybe, like it's like a surprise thing. I feel like that'd be cool. Like I feel like it would be cool if you did like back and forth or something like that. Like whatever made more sense, if you'd want to make it a surprise or if you'd want to announce it. It's like, yeah, I think announcing it is probably good for exposure, right? And like getting hype around the like whatever she's gonna be back for, but it would be really cool if we could have those like surprise stuff happen. At least like that one time, you know, having that one moment of like a surprise return. Yeah. It's a lot. Like again, I think it's crazy how like, again, I only watched for like 3-4 months Hololive clips, and I have this much of an impact. Like, it's crazy how parasocial relationships work, man. Like, and I feel like we're really finding out in 2024 with like when they end, man. Like, it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. And like, it's also making me think about like politics, you know, too. Of like, I think that's a very effective strategy. Like, if you just make it like you want to be, like, present yourself as like, oh, I don't want to be friends with that person, you know? Like, that's very good. Which is, you know, also makes me question why like people think Trump is so great, but whatever. That's besides the point. Yeah, I was gonna talk about so much, like, obviously not relating to this, you know, it just all happened so suddenly. Yeah, I'm sure that Ame stream is gonna be clipped a lot. So we'll see. And if not, that might actually be a VOD I go back and watch, just because I'm curious. Like, the situation is definitely unique, that's for sure. But yeah, they did say live streaming. Live event participation. Is that concerts? Or does regular just mean like, because regular could just mean like, oh, like what she does regularly, like on a regular basis. Or it could just mean like she'll stop doing it on a regular basis. Yeah, I feel like it's the first. I think it's the former. I think it's the former, not the latter. But yeah, if it's not live event participation, I feel like that includes concerts too. That she wouldn't be a part of. But I mean, yeah, again, I think we're just gonna have to see what like Ame becomes a part of. Like you're just gonna have to wait and see. Like what happens, you know? That's like really the only way we're gonna figure this out. Yeah, figure out how this works. Hopefully like a year from now we'll get a better idea of it. I mean, yeah, I did really like Ame, because like I had the thought in my head, was like, oh, what if it was someone like I actually like really liked, but like I did really like Ame. I really like all of them, you know? All of them have played their part, like, and played their role, and I even said Ian Rekko, man, like, it's not just Ian Rekko they all play their part in, it's the whole thing. They're all a part of it, and they play like an equal role. Like, some people make it the spotlight, and like, you know, they deserve to be praised for what they've done, like with like Ame as well. But like at the end of the day, they're all like what helped make Hololive what it is. You know, at the end of the day, what is Hololive is because of everybody there. And sure, maybe more like the foundation was by the older members, but even like Justice has formed what Hololive has become. You know, and like what it is, what it means. And so like I feel like that's always important, because it's very easy to get imposter syndrome and just to be like, yeah, no, it's great. And I think I will say to Ame that what's your relationship to Watson? Like, is she your like his niece or something like that, or great niece, something like that, like great uncle, something like that. But like, I'm sure he would be proud. I'm sure if he were there to like talk to her, he'd be very proud. So, Godspeed, detective. Godspeed on your adventures and other timelines. Yeah. We are definitely getting to that point, man. Like, I think people were starting to realize that when like Myth was 4 years old, and then it just hit so suddenly too. Like, I think the reality definitely kicked in then. It was like, oh shoot, they're actually like, they've been there for a while. Like, not Advent and Justice obviously, but like even Promise has been there for a while. Like, I think reality might be starting to set in, you know? Where more and more of those are starting to become a reality, you know? I think again, Ame proved that. Just like I'm sure she proved so many other stuff could happen and be done with within the VTuber community. It's crazy too. I mean, I think this is like one guy saying it, so I could be one guy, but what I got as an idea was that she didn't even initially want to really do it. They said that like she was friends with Guro originally and just went along with it, like friends with Guro beforehand. And like, again, if that's true, like that's crazy if true, but I mean, if it's not true, like, it's whatever. Like, I don't want to like put too much weight into it, because I didn't really check to verify it. So like, I'm just prefacing it a lot. Like, if it's not true, grain of salt. It's all the salt. All the salt. But like, yeah, if that is true, like it's crazy how much she did, despite like not even like being fully all in on it. Again, if that is the story. Insane. Like, I feel like if that story is true, that just, again, shows how ambitious she is. Like, and innovative. Like, it's crazy. It's like unmatched. And again, like, early Myth wouldn't have been like gone as smoothly as it did, and then like obviously they set the foundation for Promise, and those two gens together allowed for Advent and Justice to happen. And so, yeah. And again, I don't think we'll know what like stuff she'll be a part of exactly until we hear the announcements and stuff, and then we get a better idea of it. But again, I think if she doesn't show up in Ian Reco like chapter 2, like when they make that again, I don't think she's gonna do any gaming stuff. Because like that seems like the #1 gaming thing that like she'd want to go back for. At least if I was in her shoes, it'd be like the #1 thing. So yeah, I have no idea. But I assume she would also be there for concerts, because I mean, again, Yen has only had 2 concerts, so they're very rare. So I'm sure she would show up for those. They just stopped playing the music. Oh, okay, just faded out. That's what it was. Got it. Yeah, I think it's also important to note that like the bonds between all the girls and like everybody in Hololive, especially Ian, it would not have happened because of Myth, you know. And I think that's very important to call out and like note. And I feel like this song is fitting. And if you know what it's called, then you get why I'm playing it. But yeah, all of these relationships the girls have with each other, it wouldn't be possible without Myth. And with how they got along. This is, again, coming from someone who didn't watch Myth or even Promise, like when they came up at, or even Advent. I literally started watching 4 months ago, and I keep prefacing that because I feel like it's insane, especially with the parasocialness of it, like how quickly that can grow, but also like me understanding the importance of like what caused this to happen. I think that's another thing though why I feel that way, is because it feels like she's not on the same echelon of like how MatPat contributed to like YouTube, but like I feel like she's real close to that. Like at least it definitely feels like it, you know? It definitely feels like it. So yeah, it's just, man, really get you know. And like I do really think like this, like the only real comparison to what she's doing is MatPat, but even then there's a bunch of differences. Like there's a lot of differences. So like, yeah, the only way we're just gonna see how this works is just wait. Just see what happens, give it a few months, maybe even like a couple of years, see how it really plays out. Yeah. I think I've said mostly what I've wanted about Ame. You know, this is the one time I even like joked to myself, like thinking at school, I was just like, oh, and I'm probably gonna spend like 15 minutes on it, because like every time I'm like, oh, I'll spend like an hour on this, it's like 15 minutes. I actually spent an hour on this one. The one time I was like, probably not, like it probably won't happen. It happened. God dang it. This sucks. Cause yeah, I don't even know if I really want to talk about GTA and all that. Well, I think most because I can't remember, you know, because the Ame stuff was just on my mind for most of it. But yeah, because the thing I'm sure that's also bittersweet about is like just seeing people's reactions to it. I think Kiara mentioned it too, of like in her pre-chat, people are saying like this can't be real or something like that, and it's like I'm sure for the talent also, it's so surreal to just see people's reaction to it, like the public's reaction to it for the first time. And like, or even like before that, when they were just like making stuff and like all that, and like probably under the assumption like she's still like gonna be there for a while, and then yeah, like I can't only imagine as a talent like how crazy that must be. Or like the stuff you're making in the past like few months, like it's all leading to that, you know. Can only imagine. And again, I'm so glad that I had like that Pearl clip, because it aired like that storyline in Reco, because it really, I feel like, made her like be able to go out on a bang, and I feel like she really deserved that. Like even though it was like 3 weeks old, like people still remember it, dude. Like if I say Jonathan like my Pearl or stuff like that too, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you're a Hololive fan. Like you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, even Shiori said it, like, in her response to, like, the Ame announcement. I don't think I'm followed Shiori, because for some reason it doesn't want me to follow Advent Justice. I don't know why, but... yeah, I'm pretty sure Shiori said, like, you'll always be our Pearl or something like that. So... it's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane how that happened. Oh yeah, no, H&M was still with them when Justice was there. I think she was only there for like a month though, when Justice left. I forgot about that. But, oh yeah. Like, Justice were there when H&M was there. Completely forgot about that. Okay, why is it not loading all these? God dang it. Yeah, kind of nuts. How fun did it respond? Well, yeah, Fana was like an original watcher too, wasn't she? Like a Gura fan? So that makes sense. I mean, I assume like pretty much everybody in Promise were Hollow fans. I feel like it'd be weird if they weren't. You know? That would be interesting. Oh yeah, also, with this, I think I figured out my coping mechanism for if I lose someone. It's to make jokes. Because as soon as I saw it in the morning, like, my first thing was do was just make jokes about it. That was entirely what it was. So I'm like, oh, okay, got it. And I think that's why, like, I'm more likely to do, like, maybe not necessarily 9/11 jokes, because there's no reason. But I think it's more of a, like, JFK stuff, or like stuff in the past that was obviously tragedies. It's just because, like, I like to shine light on that stuff, man. Like, I like to make it a little brighter, you know? The world's depressing as is. Like, we can have a little bit of fun, you know? Like, I don't know. It's just very weird. is interesting though, because like a lot of them are like, go get their thoughts in order. I guess because like it just now hit them. They're like, oh yeah, the announcement like hit, you know? Yeah, I think that's the thing is like now like it's actually hit public. So like now it's like, well shoot. Now it's actually really hitting, you know? Because like, yeah, everybody's still like having fun and all that too, but like now everybody is feeling that way. So now like you can't go away from it. You don't have that like that chat room that just like is like blind to it. Of like what's gonna happen, you know? So like it's very interesting. Very interesting. Just like with all of that. But yeah. Okay, I finally followed them. I just had to go off of Fauna's freaking following page. It's insane that that's what had to happen, but... Oh, is it a reply that she made? It must have been a reply. Although I feel like I posted replies also fall under that, but maybe not. Okay, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, you always be our wonderful pearl. That's what she said. Yep. I assume like most of them mentioned it. Or yeah, reposted it. Yeah, I think pretty much all of them responded. I think a lot of them like actually like originally replied is the thing. So that's why. Like I don't see these like instantly. They didn't make their own posts, they just replied, which makes sense. Yeah, I guess this is what this stream was just all about, huh? I guess so. Again, I honestly thought it would only be like half an hour. I did not think it would be the whole time. Okay, yeah, they did respond. The yellow hearts. Actually, if I remembered correctly from Fuamoka's PLs, that they're very active on social media. So that makes sense. How active they all are. I want to see Justice's reaction because I haven't seen it. A singular yellow heart for Elizabeth. Yeah. Yep, hearts and magnifying glass. I actually thought Juju would said more about, but I guess it is RP, so technically it is a different universe. CC might have been one that replied to it. Because I looked before. Oh no, she did do yellow hearts. Okay. Yeah, it seems like they didn't say anything crazy. Just hearts and all that. Alright, I didn't see anything with posts, so maybe she replied to it. Because it's one of the two, typically. Oh, she actually didn't. I mean, obviously, they're not a bad person for not doing it. It's just like I think honestly, more of them have done it than I expected. In all honesty. Like, yeah, just being completely honest. I assume ID also responded. I mean, like, most of them are going to, right? Like, it just makes sense. Yep. Most of them just did, like, yellow hearts, which makes sense. That's her color. So yeah. Kind of retweeted the okay, yeah, it seemed like Kyla mostly retweeted stuff unless there was a reply. I wish you didn't have to go to a different section for the replies, but whatever. Okay, yeah, and that's also the I once got a star from her, SMS Ame. Because you said shine bright. I'm just wishing that star gonna shine brighter in the darkest days. Because if that is about Ame, that's deep, man. Like that hits. That goes hard. Okay, Jesus. Good time on Ollie's Twitter now. And it's just so weird still to think though, because like she's not gone entirely. So I feel like it's just weird because again, I don't think it's ever been done before, so like obviously it's hard to comprehend that like she's gone but not forever gone, you know? And I think that's messing with my emotions. Stop it. My emotions. I want them to be stable. Please be stable, emotions. But yeah. I've said but yeah so many times. But I think at this point it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think if most people were expecting, like, if anything, like, Gura to have a big ol' response to it. But yeah, she didn't even reply, she just retweeted the stuff. I mean, yeah, it's very possible that Gura actually be the most affected by it, which is why, like, she hasn't really spoken about it. It's very possible. You know? Like, now she's actually coping with it. But yeah, I feel like I'm probably gonna make a lot of, like, make graduation jokes. Probably. Yeah, because I guess I'm also the person who does, like, the dead mom or dad jokes to cope through it. Yeah, I guess comedy, man, is just, like, it's my coping mechanism, or, like, music. You know? I think it's just because, like, I get lost in my thoughts so much that, like, anything to, like, take my mind off of it, right? Like, is helpful. Like, honestly, thinking about it is, like, the worst thing I can do. But, like, I just think all the time, so, like, it's hard. It does suck, though, like, during the school day, the only time, like, I wasn't thinking about it was at the very beginning of the day because we had to watch the freaking second Trump-Hillary debate. And, like, at the beginning, it was very fun, and then after that, it was not. And he also mostly just talked about scandals through it, so it wasn't fun. And Trump was just being an arrogant prick, like he always is, so it wasn't fun. That was the one thing that made me take my mind off of it, which sucks. Yeah, at least I have a weekend to, like, cope with it, you know? I'm glad the weekend is here. So it's not, like, on my mind for, like, more school days. I mean, it probably will be, because, like, especially since she's still gonna be around, right? Like, until the 30th. Dang, I'm not gonna even be, like, fully in the mood for the vice presidential debate, because that's, what, 2 days after? No, it is the day after. Man, I thought September had 31 days. I'll be completely honest. Yeah, that, You know what? Maybe that is exactly what I need after Ame leaves. Is that Tim Walz debate? Yeah, maybe. He's probably gonna still back what Kamala says though, which is gonna be annoying. But I'm sure Walz is for sure gonna have his moments. For sure. And again, I think even though they're gonna say like the vice president doesn't matter, I think at this point it's gonna be so clearly like obvious the difference in the vice president, like, you know, how different of like quality of candidates, I guess I should say, just quality, that like they're going to vote off of that. I think Walz is gonna destroy him so badly that like Kamala is going to get a boost because of it. And like that's big, like a week before like voting, like they can vote, because I believe early voting starts October 8th. It's like the week after. It's like that's big. Yeah. This was an Ame stream, it seems. Not expecting that, but here we are. I definitely wasn't like, you were gonna tell me like yesterday, like, oh yeah, you're gonna talk about Ame like soft graduating. Well, first of all, I wouldn't even know what that meant, but second of all, I would not have believed you. Especially because like, yeah, she just got into like the GTA stuff, so like I feel like people were like, oh yeah, it's like business as usual, and then like that dropped. It's like, oh okay, never mind. Yeah, I think that is why she was like more willing to take like collabs, especially with like Advent Justice. But yeah. Godspeed, detective. Godspeed. I'll probably tweet something like that. Like I think I'll tweet about like what I said about John Watson and just Godspeed, detective. The day she graduates. That kind of soft graduates. She becomes an affiliate, I guess. What's the term for that? You know, she ceases activities. Is that what it is? I feel like becomes an affiliate is more understandable than cease activities, because I still feel like people would take that as like, well, what a graduation would be. Like, yeah, if you were to ask a complete normie, like, oh yeah, no, she's ceasing activities, compared to like, if you were to say like, oh, Sana graduated, like, those don't sound the same, you know? And I feel like people would like think what happened with Sana is like what Ame is doing now, you know? But it's not really. I mean, yeah, again, I think I'm just like kind of in the state of like, oh yeah, she is still kind of like not gonna be there. Like now she's like a special guest if she shows up. Like it's still weird, cause like, and I even was gonna talk about it, I think with like Aqua, and then I forgot about it, but I think I was gonna bring it up honestly like sometime around here. That I think Hololive or like corporate graduations hit a lot harder, because that character is like essentially dead. Because like you'll have PLs, right, and like you can still find that person, but like that character, like that model is dead effectively. Because it seems like, especially with like Hololive, those decisions are permanent. There's no going back. So yeah, I think that's why those hit harder than just like independent ones, because I mean it actually could mean like something good for them too, because they could be joining a corporation, you know, or like they can come back just as normal. I don't know if there's actually been one though that's like graduated and then come back like not because they left a corporation, right? Or like were a part of a corporation. I don't know if there's been a case of that. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. And I think that would happen anyway. I think it's bound to happen. Like in the independent scene, definitely. Yeah. It's such a weird feeling, right? Because like, yeah, you have the somberness of like kind of like a graduation, but like she's not gone forever. And then like your brain thinks about that, and then it's like, all right, I don't know how to take this. Yeah, like, because I think it's also weird for me because I think I started watching All Live when I think like Ame was like on a break or something like that, or in like a pretty extensive one. So like I feel like that's also what makes it weird. It's just because like that's kind of what I'm used to with Ame, was that break. So I think that's what makes it even weirder for me personally. Yeah. Is very weird. I mean, hey, at least on the VOD channel I can say what I was talking about, because I was literally talking about the same topic the entire time. I'm sure I repeated myself a lot, and I think honestly that was just because like I don't know if I wanted to talk about any other topics. I think that's what it was. Because that does happen where I'll just like repeat a point or just like say something that's not super relevant. And that's often just to be like I want to keep talking, obviously, like keep yapping, but like I don't want to move on to a different topic. I mean, hopefully like maybe Sunday I can do that. And I'm hoping this therapy session helped me. The people that know, I named the Twitch title my therapy session, something like that. Yeah, my therapy session. I put in quotes not really because I thought people would think I'm like crazy or like depressed or something like that, so that's why I put not really, but I just wanted to imply it was a joke. It was to not be taken seriously. But yeah, that was the stream, the title of the stream. Like, I don't even want to title it that with this because you wouldn't understand, like, oh, I'm talking about Ame. I mean, I think it's just true, man, with like the conflicting thoughts, and I'm like at an hour and a half, so I gotta end it. That was another thing too, is like, I think I was going for like an hour, like still like processing my thoughts. I think that was another thing though, like while I was repeating myself live, I was just processing everything, you know? It's a lot to take in. Like, despite not being much, it's still a lot to take in, like, emotionally. Because you got that parasocial, like, part of it. And then, like, the fact that, like, she's gonna be gone, but, like, she'll be back sometimes, but then, like, as a special guest, it seems like. Like, it's really weird. It's a lot to take in. And who knows, maybe like 3 years down the line it's gonna be like a normal thing. Like, it's gonna be the new and hip in with the kids thing to do with Hololive VTubers. Maybe like 3 years down the line. And like, well, I'll be used to it, but yeah. 2024, man, it's been such a wild year in like content creation space. A wild year. I mean, that's the thing though too, I feel like that isn't talked about a lot as well, is that I think a lot of the people who are playing the VTubers are in like, they're starting to get to their 30s. I think they're still in like their early 30s. Like, I think most are late 20s, early 30s, but they're also starting to get up there in age as well. I think that's also something important to mention. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. I didn't really think about it at the time, but Yeah, I think most of them are like in that range. So that is also important to note, especially when they're like, oh, I want to do other stuff too. You know? Because yeah, obviously if you love doing it, you're going to keep doing it. But if not, then like if you want to do other stuff, then yeah, you don't want to be locked up forever. So it makes sense. Especially like doing it in like late 20s, early 30s, you know? Don't got much time physically, you know? Mentally, you still got a decent chunk of time, I believe, but physically, probably not. I don't know if the physically would really matter all that much, but that's just me. I don't know. I'm also not even an adult yet, so we'll see. Yeah, we're at an hour and a half. There was something else I was gonna add, and I completely forget what it was. I think it was something Kiara said. I can't remember. Shoot. I can't remember it now. I did see Tom actually reply under Kiara, so I am curious if Tom actually like replied with Ame's thing. Very curious about that. Ah shoot, where is he? There he is. It'd probably be a reply if I had to guess. Okay, now he did. I was just curious because yeah, he responded to Kiara, so that was the only reason why I was like maybe, but yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't see what he named his community. I don't think he tweeted it. I didn't even notice that. Huh. Yeah, I was just curious about that, because again, he responded to Kiara, so I was like, oh, maybe he responded to that, but anyway, I'm gonna do the outro stuff. I hadn't noticed like my chest get a lot lighter, so I think this did help me, you know. And it's honestly why like it was great that it happened on stream day, because this happened on like a Monday or a Thursday. That would have been painful. Or Saturday when like I'm playing on like making clips, you know. Although I am gonna have to watch these back and listen to them again. Which yeah, I'm not sure if like taking it in, like if that I don't know if I'm gonna feel it again. Maybe. I think I only got emotional once or twice, so we'll see. But yeah, overall my review for what's going on with Ame is Baruch damn out of 10. Yeah, and I wish her nothing but the best. She seems very ambitious, and she was a big pillar of the VTubing community. So I'm saying I'm looking forward to what she does in the future, but like I have no idea what she's going to do in the future, because I feel like at least with like MatPat you could be like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that, you know, but like with Ame I have no idea. It's like, well, I don't know if I can even follow this, you know, which I mean makes sense because it'll probably have her actual like her real name, so she would probably dox herself, which sucks, but you know. I'm thinking if she's an affiliate, she would probably be able to keep the Amelia Watson name, right, and like credits and stuff. Like if she were working on like a movie or like something like that and it has credits, I'm sure she could still go under Amelia Watson. Actually, I didn't even really think about that with her being affiliate, but that could be entirely true. Maybe one of the reasons why she wanted to do that. Because yeah, that does help with the anonymity of it. You know? Because someone could very easily figure out what your name is if they did enough sleuthing, but if you change it so it's just Ame still, like, yeah, that's very hard to tell. Unless IMDb or something like that just straight up gives their name as like also under this name, because they do that. Don't do that, IMDb. That's the route she's taken. Don't do that. But yeah, I think the thing I missed was all the platforms are well 6464. Yeah, I'll see you Sunday for maybe talking about politics and maybe other VTuber stuff. Yeah, there was so many other like VTuber stuff like that was in my mind, like backseaters and like the GTRP I was gonna talk about, like if Hololive was in DBD, like Dead by Daylight, like that was something I was gonna bring up this stream, and then wham, that the announcement hit. It's like, oh, okay, well, never mind. To be fair, I don't. Oh, I think Ame was actually in the DBD conversation, but it was like a slight mention, I think. Fruit damn out of 10. God dang it. And this sucks. Definitely if I make shorts out of these, I'm putting the fruit damn in there because it's, I'm pretty sure how everybody feels, honestly. That like isn't just gonna throw an insult at her because, you know, they need help. Most likely. Or like they just don't understand that like throwing hate doesn't do anything. One of the two. Yeah, I should get out of here. This is a real long outro. I think I just want to keep talking in here, man. I just want to keep being here and talking, but like now I gotta end it. So I'm like, ah, man. Like I actually don't want it to end, but it's time when I usually end, and I don't want to be going on for too long. Yeah. So I guess I'll save those for Sunday. Then I'll play a game or something like that. I haven't played Tekken, I don't think, since I got blue rank. Or like maybe it was like offline matches, but that was it. But yeah, I'll see you Sunday then. Goodbye.